Welcome everyone to part 25 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Online. Last time we had finally unlocked mounts by completing the quest, the company you keep, and actually joining one of the three grand companies. The grand company we joined was the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa, but you also have the choice to join the Twin Adder of Gridania, or the Immortal Flames of Uldal. And if you go to our mount guide, we can see that we now have two mounts unlocked that we can choose. And we also have a random button, so we can randomly choose. This gets more interesting the more mounts you get. Simply drag the icon to one of your hotbars, doesn't matter what. You cannot summon mounts in a city or in a dungeon, but you can summon them in the outside world. Anyway, we have to go to the Twin Adder for our next quest, which is Sylph Management. Right now we're in Mikado's Theater. There is an event going on at the Golden Saucer, which at one point we will go there. Basic Golden Saucer basically is a kind of like I want to call it like maybe a casino slash kind of a gaming area, like Dave and Buster's, I want to say. For those of you who are familiar with that brand. And we're going the completely wrong way. But we want to go to New Gridania. And we need to catch up to the area there. And we will go to the offices of the Twin Adder. We'll see you there. Alright, and here we are. So, if you joined the Twin Adder, there will be a officer over here. After you go through the joining ceremony, you go through the company you keep, Twin Adder. There will be an officer here that you will need to speak with to get the quest, My Little Chocobo. And then you will need to get 200 company seals. Right now we have 43, but we already have our mount. You then want to speak with the Serpent Quartermaster for the Gridania, for the Twin Adder, and then they can sell you ventures for your retainers to send them out on adventures, and they can sell you the Chocobo issuance, and that's what you need. You would take that to the Chocobo vendor, to the Choco Porter vendor by the Adventurers Guild, give them that document, and then that will unlock mounts. But we are here for this guy, for Sylph Management. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call up the Scions once more if we are to. Beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? We have a fellow Viera. We come in peace. Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Yida and Papalimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My man, tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard we're investigating the Sylphs. That curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the 12 Wood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder seed seer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The twin adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's relation to the primal Remu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Remu, or lead the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solus remain untempered, and held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solus, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. It should be pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. And the ferry they are talking about is one we are already pretty familiar with. That's the one right by the Lancers Guild. So we'll take the Ethernet to the Lancers Guild, and then take the ferry to Eastern Gridania. Aye, the ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorn Hut. Without much trouble. In fact, we stopped by there in one of our previous episodes during a mission for the Lancers Guild. Fair warning, the screen will flash like that during a lightning storm. Not often. I do not know if that's enough to trigger anyone with epilepsy, but I figured I'd just give the warning just the same. This will happen as long as it says thunder in the mini-map right up here. And I believe this may be the Hawthorn Hut. Let's check inside here first. Yep, inside the hut. Indeed, I'm Elaine of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more? You would know more. You do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten much about the Sylphs that I'll ever know. And Rolf is sitting right over here. Sylphic Studies is the quest. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing. They're a particular folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're, er... Beg pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. The Sylphs? Yes. Father told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. And the other areas are going to be on the outside of the hut. Now this we've already attuned to. But this person, the Sylphs, inveterate tricksters and troublemakers. That's what they are. One day they're drawing horrible faces on our masks. The next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Oh, and if you see this, here you have it registered with the local Choco Keep. So let's register with them really quickly here. Then we can take a Choco Porter here. And there you are. On the other side of the Merchant and Mender. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but I don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, so Rolf once told me. So, other than they're tricksters and dangerous, we haven't learned a whole much. Oh, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just may help win the favor of our forest friends. First impressions. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There is one more thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring a, drat. What was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking over the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. I believe she is up the hill. Oh, no, she is over here. You can tell by the mini-map. I'll give you a general direction. A peace offering for the Sylphs. For anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I figured that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk roots? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seed skin, the ochu. When chewed, it extrudes a cloudy liquid that is said to induce curious visions in the embebber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow, with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised what comes out. Good luck. Okay, right-click, amber syrup, choose use. Come back to Mr. Hawthorne. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milkroot. But of course. Those Sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road. A gift of milkroot will have the Sylphs calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now, let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. First contact. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milkroot well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The Sylphs love this stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the morrible. That put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to today, yes? The Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend. And do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Emmeline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. And here, gotta speak to this guy again. It's good to see your knowledge of Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young Sylph by the name of Komuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many occasions, and has the close ear of the tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the Sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver. A missive from the Elder Seed Seer herself. To summarize the letter contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy. That would be you. And restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not to impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. So with us having defeated Ifrit, the Amalja Primal and Uldal, Gridania is getting worried that the Sylphs might call forth their primal Ramu, which would then turn bad for them, because they're already dealing with the Ixal and their primal, and they're wondering if they're going to have a two-front war, one against the Ixal and one against the Sylphs. So our mission here is to see if we can keep the peace treaty between Gridania and the Sylphs here intact. Walking one is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking one should go home. Leave this one be. So we need to do /dance with Kumoxio targeted. And she'll automatically reply. This one would welcome walking one who moves like these ones. If walking one would talk to this one will answer. This one is busy one, so walking one should speak with quick tongue. Walking one would bring gift to this one. Walking one is most kind. Walking one brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking one carries messages for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking one should not worry. Hello there. We're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come to pay our respects to your elder and learn from him more of your Lord Ramu. Who are these ones? These ones come from Gridania? Walking one became a dancing one and brought milk root. But walking one tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder one is busy. Walking one should go home. Go home, you say, but the Sylphs of Little Souls have always welcomed Gridania envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Lightbringer here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself. Still you would refuse us. This one's reasons are no business to Walking One's. Elder has no words for Gridania. Walking One's wastes everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Lightbringer's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. So, for as much an expert as Papa Lima and Yida are, they failed. They had the failure of not researching not researching the subject, so they totally botched the intro here. So now it's up to us to fix it. Dance diplomacy. Yida has a notion of how one might earn the Sylph's trust. Say, Lightbringer, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beset myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me. Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow! There goes bloody leg cramps and mine acting up again. Uh-huh. So we need to dance for our 3 Sylphs. So left click on them just to target them, and then do the dance routine again. Ooh, walking one's nose, jolly dance. Jolly dance fills us one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. And next one, left click. And you can also go to social, which is the second to last circle here. Click on that, go to emotes. And there's dance right there. And history, you can also go to general and find dance there. But if you just go to favorites, under history, you can just click it there. We'll do it the same thing. Walking one would be friends with these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if walking one learned the secret, walking one could not weave in the same way. And one more. Also, hit the enter key to put your cursor in chat. Hit the up arrow to bring up the previous command. Hit enter. Ah, walking one is a friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious elder one of Forest City. Knows how to dance unto these ones' hearts. Back to Yida. Lightbringer, would you like to hear good news? Or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. I'm ready to the next adventure. Leg cramps. Forest friend. Papa Limo has a notion of how you might endear yourself to the Sylphs of Little Solace. Lightbringer, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. Sound plan, would you not say? That said, the sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with here Imedia of the Gridanians who resides here. She is most like to be privy to the sylphs' troubles. Okay, lovely little name there. And where is our quarry? Our quarry is back here. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray, hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from malms around here are free to wander in and terrorize hapless residents. The Zizgorans and Gallnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie brushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling in the forest, they are not easily come by. When you are done with the deeds, seek out Kumixio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. Okay, let's see here. We have just enough time for this. So we gotta take care of one of these guys. And we need to go to 3 brownie bushes. Or brownie brushes. That is a big event. That looks like someone's already. Yeah, a big group is taking care of this guy. Oh well. I'm too high level. We'll worry about that another time. And this is the other people you have to take care of. I've always wanted to take out that giant Ochu that we tried to attack in the background, but I can never find a good group of people to attack it with. And that's an enemy that you really can't take on by yourself. You need to have a group of people to help with that. Yeah, so if you see someone standing just outside the engagement circle of a big fate like that, where you have to take down a giant fiend. Wait around for a minute and see if people start showing up. Because some of those can be really fun, especially when you start getting to the outskirts of Ishgard. But that won't be for, I think, till like at least level 40, if not the mid-30s. Having done our deeds, let's speak to Kumuexio. Dancing One is still here. Dancing One can dance all night. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Dancing One brings brownie brushes for this one. This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills bitey buzzy one. This one hates bitey buzzy ones. Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come here to these ones' abode, but few are friendly like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dancing One after all. Okay, and with that, we are going to pause it here for this episode. But we do have unlocked mounts, so if we're traveling through the ways, we can ride it amongst the two that we have, and we will get more as we go along. But stick around next time when we will continue with the Sylph quest line that will ultimately end up in some type of a dungeon. They always do. But until next time, take care, and we'll see you next time.